Have you ever wondered how everything came to be? The earth, the sky, the sun, the animals, the beautiful flowers, and what about people? It's a very big question, isn't it? Today we're going to be searching for the answer from an ancient book. Do you have any idea which book has the answer to this very big question? I bet you know. What's happening in this picture? You can see, they're reading the Bible together. And I can see that they're actually reading from the very beginning of their Bible in a book named Genesis, which means beginning. This is where we will find the answer to our very big question. Are you ready to listen and hear how everything came to be? Okay, let's get started. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The world was empty and covered by dark, deep waters. But God's Spirit was hovering over the waters. You can see the waves. Then God said, "Come light." And there was light. And God separated the light from the dark, and He called the light day, and He called the dark night. He looked at what He created, and He said, "This is good." The next day, God said, "Let there be a dome. I'll call it sky. It will separate the waters above from the waters below." And that's what happened. God looked at what He created and said, "This is good." So we got the sky, we got the water. The next day, God said, "Waters of the earth, come together over here. Your name is ocean. And over here, where it's dry, your name is land. Land, grow up all kinds of plants, including fruit, trees, and grain." And that's what happened. The land produced all kinds of vegetation. And God looked at what He created and said, what did He say? "This is good." What happens next? On the next day, God said, "Come sun, come moon, and stars." And there came the sun, the moon, and stars. You will bring light to the earth to mark out the days, the seasons, and the years. Sun, you will govern the day. Moon and stars, you will govern the night. And it happened. God placed the sun, the moon, and stars in the sky. They brought light to the earth, marking out the days, the seasons, and the years. And God looked at what He created and said, "This is good." So here we've got a picture of the sun peeking over the earth. And there's the moon and the stars. On the next day, look at this. God said, "Come fish, come birds." And it happened. The oceans were filled with big fish and little fish, and the sky was filled with big birds and little birds. And God looked at what He created and said, "This is good." Oh, the next day, God said, "Land, bring forth all kinds of animals, tame animals, wild animals, reptiles, and insects." And that's what happened. God made the tame animals, the wild animals, the reptiles, and insects. And God looked at what He created and said, "This is good." Now, does anybody see a tame animal? Yes, a kitty cat. Any other tame animals? Yes, there we go. Does anybody see a wild animal there? Oh, yes, a kangaroo, crocodile. Anybody see an insect? Yes, I see a butterfly. Okay, what other sorts of animals? Amphibian? Is a frog an amphibian? And then we got a rodent. Let's see what happens next. On that same day, this is a big day, isn't it? God said, "Now let us make humans. Let's make them like us. We will let them rule the creatures of the ocean and the sky, and we will let them rule the tame animals, the wild animals, the reptiles, and insects. So God created humans to be like himself. He made male and female. And you know what God did? He blessed them. And he said, have lots of children. Fill the earth with people and look after the whole earth. I've given you everything you need for life. And God looked at what he created and said, this is very good. Yes, look at that. He made humans his very favorites. In fact, he made humans to shine his love all over the world. And now we're going to learn a little song.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
And then, what's on the last day? Well, by the seventh day, God had finished his work creating the heavens and the earth and everything in them. God said, day 7 will be a special day because this is the day that I rested from all my work. So that's how God created the heavens and the earth. And I have a little chair there, which maybe a chair there for God, resting and looking at the beautiful, beautiful world that he created. And did you know that all throughout history, millions and millions of people believe this Bible story provides the answer to our very big question, doesn't it? Yes. Now, let's thank God for this beautiful world. We're going to say a little prayer together. And I'm going to say a line, and then you're going to copy me. Okay? Thank you, God, for the world so sweet.
Thank you, God, for the world so sweet.
Thank you, God, for the food we eat.
Thank you, God, for the food we eat.
Thank you, God, for the birds that sing.
Thank you, God, for the birds that sing.
Thank you, God, for everything.
Thank you, God, for everything.
So there is a book that you can make. You can download these sheets from my website and make your own creation storybook. The other thing you can do with this resource is you can make story card resource, and you have the narrative on the very backs of the sheet. Okay, and the thing about using story cards is you can go through the story, and then you can give your readers, your kids who are readers, and get them up the front, and they can reread the story from the front. They can also do sequencing. I love using story cards. So you can print them out, and you can put the narrative on the back and do story cards that way. The other way you can do it, buy one of these. This is just a display notebook, and what I've done is I've just slipped the narrative and the pictures into the little sleeves of this, and so there you've got your book right there. It's very easy. There's the narrative, the pictures on the top, and you can share the story that way as well. And you can actually enlarge these. I have made a large one because I teach some large groups. And you can buy one of these type of notebooks from Officeworks as well. And so you can actually do it this way. And what I've done is I've put the narrative on the back so I can hold it up and just read from the back. And then I've got a really big picture of the story, especially with large groups. This works really well. So that's another way you can do that. But some of you may not be able to have a color copier at home. You can just put the resource onto a USB. I took it down to Officeworks and I got the color photocopying done there because it's really good quality. Also, some of you may not be able to actually download from my website, but you can actually make all this yourself. using a design program called Canva. And I love it. I've been using it for 4.5 years, and there's a free version, and you can make your own story cards just like I've done here and I've put up on my website, or you can take magazine pictures and make story cards that way. But this is just an easy way. It actually goes really well with the listen and move activity that I have on my channel, where the kids listen to the creation story and act it out. If you haven't seen that, be sure to have a look at that and a listen. That's really exciting for kids to do, to actually act out this creation story. I'll put all the links below or somewhere around here for you to be able to click on it and listen to it. It's a 6-minute little activity that the kids can do, and they love it. And I love doing it with them because it really engages them in the story. Okay guys, if you like this, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. It's actually free, and all you do is hit the subscribe button, you tap the bell, and then you'll be notified whenever I put up a new clip. Well, thanks so much for watching, and may God bless you as you teach the next generation about Jesus.